Hey everyone, this is a video that I'm somewhat ashamed to make. It's how to ride pillion, or how to, for the British people, and or how to ride bitch for Americans. And in Canada we're real men and we don't even have a term for it. Well, no, that's not true. It's for girls, right? Yeah, this is a video you can show your wives and girlfriends. How to ride on the back of a motorcycle. First, it would help if the rider of the motorcycle would be kind enough to put the frickin' pegs down. Then, the correct way, like a lot of people will try to like put one foot on the ground and swing the other leg over. That's incorrect. The correct way is to put your hand on their shoulder, and then they should get ready. Then put the foot on the peg, and then just stand straight up. And then just casually look for the other peg, and then casually sit down. You should grip with your knees. I don't need to grip because I got a box behind me. So, I don't need to hold on because there's a box behind me, right?
I'd hold on.
Okay.
Well, you've got a thing here. Somewhere.
He's fingering his butt for us. That's great. That's great. I think he's trying to find the strap. There's like a strap that, you know, like, yeah. You're talking about that strap, right? I don't even know if that strap's for holding on or what. I've never figured out what that's for. I think it's for moving the bike. That's what I think it's for. Anyways, so yeah, so normally on a sports bike you wouldn't have a backrest. This one does have a backrest because it's a box. So you would use your knees to hold on to stop your butt from sliding off the back. A lot of people just think it's all about grabbing, but knees are, especially if it's a guy. I don't like a guy touching me, so I'll just tell him, use your knees. It's not quite as bad. Other than that, this is important. If the motorcyclist is making a right-hand turn, like he's making a slight right-hand turn right now, and that doesn't really matter. But if he's going at a quicker speed, or, yeah, if he's going at a quick speed, like if he's in the mountains or something and the bike's starting to lean a bit, the rule is, if he's turning to the right, you look over the right shoulder. If he's turning to the left, you look over the left shoulder. Because passengers instinctively will lean away from the turn. If the bike's leaning to the right, they'll instinctively, the pavement starts to come up. So the passenger will instinctively lean away to the left, which is the wrong thing to do. It can causes the bike to be unstable or improperly balanced, and you're like increasing your own chances of making the bike crash, really. So as a like, especially if he's like leaning to the limit, if he takes the bike all the way down to the limit and you lean the wrong way, it's going to force the bike to go over more, which is going to force the bike to actually fall on its side. So if you're a passenger, remember, when the bike starts to lean, if the bike's leaning to the right, you should be looking over the right shoulder. If the bike's leaning to the left, you should be looking over the left shoulder. You don't need to lean your body, because if they're leaning their body, if he starts to lean his body, he'll force me to lean with him because I'm looking over the shoulder. If he starts leaning, I gotta keep moving over, just keep looking over the shoulder. So that way you don't have to think about which way to lean. You just look over that shoulder, and if he starts to move, you move with him. Even though you'll be, you know, moving the way you don't feel is natural to move. Nonetheless, that's the correct way to move. And this is like being on an episode of EastEnders, other than the 1400cc motorcycle. Ooh. And there's the ocean. I really don't like touching him. I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't do this when people are riding. And don't do this. They really hate it. Or this. Makes them wonder. Don't do this. Riders really hate it when you start doing this. Don't try to manually turn their head. That'd be a real no-no. Don't like actually grab onto their head and start turning in different directions. Or flicking them. These are all the things not to do when riding on the back of a bike. I'd have women that would, I'd be riding on the back, I'd be riding and I'd have a woman on the back, and some women, they would try to use their legs like as if you were a horse, and they would try to push you in one direction or the other. So like the woman on the back, she wanted me to move over to the right. She started pushing me with this leg, and I could feel it, like just her leg digging in. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm in control. And she's like, but you should get over to the right quicker. I'm like, don't worry, I'm in control. And then I kept telling her, stop it, and she kept doing it. She kept using her knees to like try to move the bike. Finally, I just kicked her off. You know, I'm only going to tell someone something so many times. I'm not going to tell her like 6 times. I think I told her 3 or 4, and then I said, okay, get off. Call a friend, take a cab, I don't care. I'm not riding on my bike.